Hello everyone. Today we'll be doing a chapter called Dictionary in Python. We've almost come to the end of Python programming of class 11. Okay. So what are we going to be learning in this chapter? I'll be introducing you to a dictionary. I will compare a dictionary with a list. I will teach you how to access elements of a dictionary. How do you add, delete and update elements in a dictionary? How do you build a dictionary incrementally? What about the membership operators? How does it work in a dictionary? And how do you traverse a dictionary? So this video is going to be talking about all these topics. Is that clear? Okay. So let me just take you to my next screen. Introduction. Now what's a dictionary? Now before I take you to what is a dictionary, let me just talk about strings, list and tuples. Strings is some characters that you have enclosed within quotes. List is a collection of heterogeneous or homogeneous elements, but it was listed within square brackets. Tuple was also a collection of heterogeneous or homogeneous elements, but it was enclosed within parentheses or round bracket. Now what's a dictionary? A dictionary is a key value pair and it's going to be written within curly braces. So in a dictionary you will see a couple of key and value pairs. The keys can never be repeated, whereas the values can be repeated. So it's the key that links you to a particular value in the dictionary. And I've just shown you a sample or a syntax of how do you create a dictionary. In the next slide, we will learn how to create a dictionary. I'll be giving you a sample. Okay. So let me just take you through this example. I have created a dictionary named as teachers. Okay. Now, what you see in yellow here, I've purposely highlighted it. What you see in yellow here are all the, the keys of the dictionary. And what you see in white here are the values associated with it. So my first key is ENG and the value associated with is Miss Shirley. So and so forth. Maths is the third or the fourth key with the value associated with it as Mr. Das. The last key is comp and the value associated with it is my name. Is that clear? So this is how you write a key value pair. Now you may have a value repeated multiple times, but remember the key can never be repeated. So this is one way of creating a dictionary. Another way of creating a dictionary is by making use of the function called DICT, as you see in this example. So here also you have the key value pair. In the previous case, there is a colon between the key value pair. In this example, there's a comma between key value pair and each key value pair is a tuple. So can you see the round brackets? Correct? And all these elements are a part of a list. So can you see the square brackets also there? And they have been created using a function called DICT. So can you see a round brackets in the beginning and at the end? That determines the opening and the closing bracket of the function's parameters. Okay, both ways you are creating a dictionary called teachers. I would generally use the first method of creating a dictionary. Is that clear? Okay, so let's get ahead. Now let me compare a dictionary to a list. In similarities, both are mutable. Now this term mutable, immutable, I think you're hearing it from the beginning of the course. Both are mutable means you can modify a list or you can modify a dictionary in that particular memory location itself. Is that clear? Okay. Both are dynamic. What does that mean? As you proceed in your program, a list can grow. That means you can add more elements or you can delete elements. Similarly, a dictionary can also grow and shrink. Both can be nested. That means in a list, you've seen we can have another list. In a dictionary, I can have another dictionary. Or in a list, I can have a dictionary, and in a dictionary, I can have a list. depending upon what is the usage of that particular element. Is that clear? So these were the similarities between a list and a dictionary. Now, is there anything different in a list when compared to a dictionary? Yes. In a list, we have been accessing the elements of the list using the indexing. You remember the forward indexing and the backward indexing? Forward indexing starting from number 0, backward indexing starting from -1. Now, there is no such concept in a dictionary. The dictionary elements are accessed only using the keys. Is that clear? So that's the difference between a list and a dictionary. Okay, moving ahead, how do you access elements of a dictionary? How did we access elements of a list or a tuple? We wrote the list name in square bracket, we wrote an index name, and we could access it. How do you access the elements of a dictionary? The elements of a dictionary are going to be accessed using the keys. How? I will show you here. What was the name of my dictionary that I previously created? Teachers. Okay. So I write teachers in square bracket instead of specifying an index location like you do with a list and a tuple. Here I'm specifying the key. You remember there was a key named comp created. So when you wrote comp, what did it display? The name associated or the value associated with that key, and in that scenario nothing but my name. Is that clear? Okay. Now what happens? What happens if you write a key that doesn't exist? Now we knew that in the dictionary called teachers, I did not have a key named PT. So what happens if I write print teachers and in square bracket PT? It will raise an error. Is that clear? Because PT does not exist. Okay. Now how do you add something into an existing dictionary? You write the name of the dictionary, that's teachers, and now I want to add a key named PT. So I specified the key in square brackets and I wrote is equal to Mr. Sundar. So the new key that I'm creating is PT. The value associated with that key is Mr. Sundar. Now what happens when I print the teachers dictionary? All the other values continue to remain the same. Can you see a new introduction of a key called PT and the value associated with as Mr. Sundar? So that's how you can add something into a dictionary. How do you update something in a dictionary? It's quite similar to the adding line. If I write teachers PT is equal to Mr. Johan. In the previous example, we wrote PT is Mr. Sundar. So, if you give a value to an existing key, it doesn't work as an addition, it works as an updation. I repeat, previous example, PT did not exist. So, when you wrote teachers, PT is equal to Mr. Sundar, that key and that value got created in the dictionary. But if the key already exists, now PT already exists, now I'm writing teachers PT is equal to Mr. Johan, then it doesn't work as a adding, it works as an updation. So the key with the name PT now gets a new value which is Mr. Johan. So you can see here Mr. Sundar's value is now replaced by Mr. Johan's value. That's how you update an element in a dictionary. Now, how do you delete something from a dictionary? You write the word del, you write the name of your dictionary and you specify the key. So the value and the key both get deleted from the dictionary. So if I do this, that entire key value pair, which is PT with Mr. Johan, got deleted. Is that clear? So I hope you learned how to add, how to update and how to delete an entry from the dictionary. Okay. How do you build a dictionary incrementally? Incrementally means what? Previously, you wrote teachers is equal to curly bracket and you filled in all the elements of the dictionary. What if I don't want to do it that way? What if I want to do it in my program? So I want to build it incrementally. So what can I do? Can you see I have created a dictionary called person with nothing written in curly bracket, which means I have created an empty dictionary. Then I wrote person F name is equal to Vidya. So the first key I created is F name and the value associated with is Vidya. Similarly, the next key is L name and the value is Sharma. The next key is age and the value is 45. The next key is spouse and the value is Ravi. So these are all almost similar. The next two are very interesting here. The next key I created is children. And can you see the value? The value is not a string like Vidya or Sharma or Ravi. It's not an integer like 45. It is a list. So the value can be any data type. So children, because this person has 3 children, I have specified the names of all the children in a list. Yes. Now the question is, could I use a tuple? Yes, I could use a tuple. You just have to put it in parentheses or round brackets. Okay. The last one is also very interesting. Is the last key I'm creating in the dictionary called person is pets. Okay. And the value associated with it is also another dictionary, nested dictionary. The nested dictionary has again 2 keys associated with it, dog and cat. Dog has a value associated with it, which is Fido, and cat has the value associated with it, which is Casper. Is that clear? So remember, your keys can be of any data type, but it should be immutable. That means your key cannot be a dictionary, your key cannot be a list, your key can be anything else, but your value can be any data type that you have studied before. Is that clear? Okay. Now if it's a dictionary which is of this kind, then how do I access the elements of the dictionary? When I say print person, obviously the entire, can you see F name, L name, age, spouse, children and pets I've highlighted? These were the keys of the dictionary and the values associated with them. I've shown it in white. Okay. But what if I want to know the F name of that person? Then what do? We have learned. You write the name of the dictionary and you specify the key name, which is F name, so it shows me Vidya. Okay. What if I said person and children? Now the value associated with children is a list of values, so that is going to be my output. Is that clear? Okay. Now I need to show you is how do I get into, suppose I want to refer to one of the children names, or I want to refer to the name of the cat or the name of the dog. How do I retrieve values from a sub list? That means an inner list or an inner dictionary. Very simple. If I write print person children, that means what? I'm referring to the key called children. But the value associated with the children is a list. Correct? Now does list have indexing? Yes. Now I've used the negative indexing, which is -1. So -1 is the index of which element? The last element of the list. So it only shows me Pooja's name. Okay, suppose I wanted to know the name of the cat or the dog. Then in that scenario, what could I do? I write person, I wrote the dictionary's key, which is pets, and then again there is a key, right? So it's not an index because it's a dictionary again, sub-dictionary. So which is the value I want to refer to is Casper. Casper is the value associated with which key? Cat. So it is pets in one square bracket, cats in another one. Pets is going to talk about the outer key. Cat is going to be talking about the inner key. That is the key of the sub-dictionary. Clear? Okay. Now, coming to membership operators. We've seen membership operators with strings, list and tuples. How does it work in a dictionary? The membership operator checks whatever you are specifying. Is it a key, not a value? It's checking whether it is a key. So if I write print eng in teachers, it will give me true because eng is a key of the dictionary called teachers. Miss Ginny in teachers, many may say yes, true, because Miss Ginny exists in the dictionary called teachers. But I told you the in operator and the not in operator is not referring to a value, it's referring to the key. Do you have a key with Miss Ginny there? No, so it's going to give me false. Okay. Next one says PT not in teachers. Yes, PT is not a key in the teacher's dictionary. So that gives me a true. So I hope you understood how the membership operator works. Remember that in a string it was always a value or the characters in the string. In the list and tuple it was the value in the list or the tuple. In a dictionary it's only checking with keys and not with values. Okay, now coming to how do I traverse through a dictionary, or how do I move through a dictionary? Same for loop that we use with the string, the list and the tuple I am going to use, but with a slight change here. Let's assume this is the dictionary I have. The first key is AAA with value 111. Next BBB with value 222. Next CCC with value 333. Okay, so how do I traverse through a dictionary? The same loop. If I write for X in contacts, what will happen? X moves through each and every key, not value. X gets each and every key of the dictionary as stored in X. So when I say for X in contact, X first picks up the first key, which is AAA. So when you say print X, it says AAA. Later on you said contact square bracket X. How do you access elements of a dictionary? We said we write the name of the dictionary and in square bracket the name of the key. So contact square bracket X would mean contact square bracket AAA, that is the value associated with AAA, which is 111. So remember, when you say for X in a list, it was going through each and every element of the list. When you said X in a tuple, it was doing the same thing. When you said X in a string, it was taking each and every character of the string. But when you say X in a dictionary, remember, it doesn't take the key value pair. It is only going to be taking the key from the dictionary. But if you have the key, we have learned, I can access the value of the dictionary as I show there. So put a question mark with output. But now what will the output be? AAA 111 on the first line, BBB 222 on the next line, CCC 333 as my next line. Is that clear? Okay. Now, suppose I want to only move across the values of the dictionary. Then what could I do? I could write for X in contacts dot values. This is a function basically, or a method that I'm using, which you will be learning in the next video. But here what happens is, then X is not picking up the keys from the dictionary, it's picking up the values. Then in that scenario, when you say print X, it will display 111, 222 and 333. Is that clear? So I hope you have understood all the concepts that I have taught you here. In the next video, we'll be looking at the methods and the functions that I can use with dictionary. And definitely in the third video, you will be looking at some sample programs. Okay, so I hope dictionary is clear. It's not similar to your list or tuples. List and tuples were almost the same. Dictionary has a new concept. You can store values as long as you have a key associated with that value. A key cannot be repeated. Value may be repeated. Okay? Okay. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.